Hello! Welcome back to the channel. If you've been here for a while, you know that I do this series called Buying the Worst Rated Slimes. I usually buy them on Amazon, and I've done a lot of these videos. I thought it'd be fun to go down memory lane and compile a bunch of them into one big video, so I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, guess what? I bought more slime, worst rated ones. Why? Because you just gotta give chances more often. You don't really have to though. Just because it has bad reviews, it doesn't mean that it's bad, okay? Starting off with the first slime, so this is a fishtail slime 2-pack ice crystal slime mermaid mud with fishbowl beads as a stress relief toy scented sludge toy for kids and adults. Who needs commas? We don't know them. For both, it cost $11.99, so about $6 each. From observing the pictures, it looks like I will be getting a mermaid charm for both of them. This has a rating of 3.2 stars out of 5, so about average. Not too good, but not too bad. Right in the middle. Right off the bat, I already see a negative review, and this person says that the slime was very stiff and impossible to play with. The slime was also not even clear. The beads also fell out super easily. There was also some separation in the container, and a gross liquid sat at the bottom while the top layer was super stiff. I even tried to fix it, but nothing worked. I also did not receive either of the charms. Very disappointing. So that doesn't sound too good at all, but you can see that this review is for style A and I bought style B, but it's still under the same seller. That tells me something, and that's not a good thing. More negative reviews, and this one is for style B. They said that I love the look of this product, but it didn't stretch at all and it got really foggy very fast. And another one, it is very a hard texture and has lots of fallout. So it seems like the common things between these reviews is it has a lot of fallout and it's not stretchy. Upon opening this product, I was pleased already because both of the slimes were bubble wrapped and in a tight fitted box, so nothing would move and nothing would leak. Starting off with the red one, this slime was absolutely beautiful. It was so clear, it's just so satisfying to look at. Also included a mermaid charm, so that's good. It's just all unicorns and rainbows, and nothing could ruin this moment for me right now. Until this happens. You might or might not think that this would happen to the second slime. It happened to the second slime. Also, I noticed it wasn't filled to the top. Both of these slimes were unscented. Something I noticed is this gold speck of something, whatever it may be, in the slime. I don't know what that is, but that is some cross-contamination happening, and that's not a good sign. Also, I want to say that the slime does rip if I stretch it fast. This is just sad to me because these two slimes have so much potential. They're just absolutely gorgeous slimes. The bead fallout really ruined it for me. I do think it deserves the rating that it got. Let's move on to the second slime. So from the title and the picture, very attractive picture by the way, this is a blueberry fluffy slime. Something I noticed with these titles is they always say scented sludge toy, but sometimes they're not even scented. That is deceiving. So this is 7 ounces for $7.99. That is such a good price for this. This one is 3.1 stars out of 5. So again, this is average, right in the middle. This person rated this 1 stars. Unless you want to buy something called Woody's Clay for Men, you're wasting your money. My daughter was very excited to get this slime for her birthday. The company ended up sending something called Woody's Clay for Men. They do not send what is shown in the photo with the charm and fake sprinkles. I am not even sure what it is, but it's not children's slimes. Okay, that just doesn't sound too good. at all. That's basically a scam at this point. Make sure your kids are old enough for this. This stuff sticks to everything. It was so fun at first. I tossed it after the third shirt was ruined. Why does this sound so familiar? I wonder. I don't know if you got that, but just in case you didn't, you shouldn't review something badly because of something that you did, not what the seller did, like ruining your clothes. That's your fault. Just to let you know, all of these slimes came in one box, except for one of them, but they're all under different sellers. This slime came not only in a bag, but it was also bubble wrapped. We got double the protection, a plus. Just like it shows in the picture, it included a baggie of rainbow confetti. The listing says that it's blueberry scented, but it is not. It smells like that usual iced tea smell that I always smell with these Amazon slimes. I don't know what it is that these sellers use. This slime is thick. Love the color, but you will notice throughout these clips of me playing with the slime, I keep looking at my hand because this slime is so wet, almost uncomfortable to play with. Okay, I usually don't mind moist slimes, but this is too much. Overall, it's not a terrible slime, but it's not good either. It has potential. Next up, we have this slime, which looks like an avalanche slime, it seems like, from the picture. Beautiful color mixing cloud slime. Definitely not a cloud slime. This cost $9.99. This is rated 1.9 stars out of 5, so on the lower side, but it only has 3 ratings. Even if it only has 3 ratings, if it's that bad at this much, then that's a red flag. This person said it's not worth the money. My daughter is a slimeaholic and did not enjoy this slime. It did not look anything like the photo. It was a solid color and not fun to play with. She moved it aside and played with the others that I purchased that were less money. Ooh, that was a diss. Do not order in capital letters. Slime took almost a month to deliver. Showed up sticky, empty container, my kid cried. Now that is sad. This was only posted 3 months ago. The slime that I got definitely does not look like the pictures. It is for sure an avalanche slime because you can just tell from the outside. The product description does say that the colors are blue, pink, and white. And blue and pink mix purple, so it probably mixed during shipping. But I'm just wondering how the blue just completely disappeared because there's a lot of blue in those pictures. It just seemed like the dominant color. It smelled like straight up glue. It doesn't have any particular bad scent. Other than that, I do actually enjoy the slime despite those minor flaws because it's such a beautiful slime, especially when I take it out of the container. After it's all mixed, it turns into this lavender purple color. It's clicky, glossy, and thick. Last but not least, we have the last slime. Newest, a birthday cake butter slime with ice cream and chocolate charm. Super soft toy for boys and girls. 4 ounces for $8.50. Woo! In the pictures, it actually shows a warning that tells you not to buy from a certain seller because that is a fake seller selling the same thing for cheaper maybe. Essentially, it's a scam, so I thought that was nice to put that warning. This one is rated 3.2 stars out of 5, which seems to be the common rating that I've gotten so far for all of the slimes that I bought. It's not a particularly high rating, but like I wonder why it's rated only 3 stars. This person said, do not buy. This slime was so hard, I do not recommend buying it. It is a waste of money. 12 people found this helpful. There weren't that many bad reviews, and the reviews weren't that alarming. Like, this review right here is pretty fair. Not a bad slime, a bit overactivated, however that's best for delivery. Sort of smelled like lemons, once warmed up with hands and some clay. This slime was great, so all in all you get what you pay for. Not stretchy, breaks at the slightest pull, smells like chemicals. That was very straightforward, which I like. So the label on the container actually says that it's scented birthday cake, but it doesn't smell like birthday cake. I kind of agree with the review that said that smells like lemons, or maybe not even lemons. It's that iced tea smell that I always smell. You know what? I don't know what it is. It could be like some good smelling chemicals. The slime came with an ice cream charm, like it said that it would, but it didn't come with a chocolate charm. This is an amazing slime. I would not rate it 3 stars. I would bump it up to 4 stars. The texture is so nice. It's so creamy. It looks matte, which I love. It has sprinkles. It looks like the picture, so that is great. It's very soft to touch and pokeable. The only minor flaws I would say is it's not as stretchy. Like if you were to stretch it fast, it would rip. The first slime is called Green Butter Slime, super soft and non-stick scented slime, stress relief toy for kids, education, party favor, and birthday gift, 7 ounces, 200 milliliters. This listing had multiple options and it was $3.99, and I thought immediately that is really cheap and too good to be true, so I had to try it out. It's rated 3.4 out of 5 stars. Here are some of the reviews. 2 stars. Extremely sticky. It smells a little weird and it didn't feel like slime at all. More like gooey, sticky texture. After working with it for like 15 minutes, it turned to butter slime. However, I had a big mess all over my hands and it's supposed to be ready for us, which is why I rated a 2 star. Another 2 star. Not my money's worth. This product was a total disaster upon opening. I tried to test, but the slime was sticky as heck and got all over my hands. When I tried to get it off my hands, it took me a long 10 minutes of hard work to get it off. I had to add borax in the slime for it to be not as sticky. Do not buy the green one. 1 star. Very sticky. I couldn't even get it out of the container. Another 1 star. Arrived melted and falling apart. This picture was taken fresh off delivery. The slime broke apart upon opening. It stuck to my husband's hands and he had a lot of trouble getting it off. My daughter was crying. Don't recommend. If this slime makes your own kid cry, that's a bad sign right there. Here is the slime that I received. So this is supposed to be like a 2-toned butter slime, green and white, except the white here looks more yellowy. You guys, this slime sucks. I agree with the reviews. Upon opening, the slime right away feels so sticky. It felt like peanut butter, the texture of peanut butter, especially when you're scraping it out of the container. And also the bag of accessories was also covered up in that sticky mess. So all in all, the whole process of just even taking the slime out of the container and getting rid of all of the slime on the bag took, I don't know, it felt like 10 minutes. Overall was annoying and just frustrating, and I can totally understand how a lot of the people were frustrated with this, because what if you don't have borax on hand? Or what if you do have it but your hands are so sticky and you have to touch the borax with your sticky hands? It was just not a fun time. Eventually I had to just dump a bunch of borax into it to clean up the mess as soon as I can, and that made it hard, but I just added some aloe vera gel and that helped it a lot. But even then, the resulting texture is not that great. I definitely could tell that this is a purely clay slime. Despite all of that, at least it smelled good. It smelled like caramel popcorn. But yeah, I don't recommend this one. Stay away. The next slime is a two-toned lollipop cream jelly slime for girls and boys. Upgraded eco-friendly, soft, non-sticky stress relief toys. DIY scented slime kids education party favorite birthday. Here are some lovely pictures of the slime. This was also $3.99. Another inexpensive slime. Rated 3.1 out of 5 stars. 1 star, not as advertised, not the same color as the picture and it's a little sticky. 2 stars, not as advertised. Are these made by the same people? Definitely not two-toned. An attempt was made but a poor one. 3 stars, doesn't have separate colors. The product gave a wet residue to my hands and the table and my slime was only one color and it didn't smell good. 1 star, not the presentation I was expecting. Looks like this was homemade, very simple, not what was in the picture. Wait, what is wrong with homemade slimes? Huh? All the reviews that mention how it's not as advertised, I agree with because I was not expecting the slime to be a jiggly slime. It advertised as a jelly slime, not a jiggly one, so I was definitely surprised, but I'm not mad because I actually didn't mind it. By the way, it came with all of the accessories, so it came with pink and white sprinkles. I saw circles and hearts along with the lollipop charm. I also agree that it's not two-toned as well. This is definitely one solid color. Let's get back to the texture. If you like jiggly slimes, you will like this. It was actually fun to play with. I'm not sure what material the jelly cubes were. They're not the traditional ones that I was used to. I don't think they're made of foam because I couldn't squish and pop them like the traditional ones. Also, I feel like jiggly slimes tend to rip when you stretch it, but this had like strong tenacity, strong stretching tenacity. It doesn't rip at all when I stretch it. It smells like iced tea. I swear to God. It smells good. I'm just saying, it really smells like iced tea. The only thing I would say is it's definitely not what it's advertised, but it's a fun slime. Moving on to the next slime. This one is called 2-Pack Jelly Cube Crunchy Slime Kit with pink and blue clear crunchy slime, soft and non-sticky, slime party favorite for girls and boys, stress relief toy, cool birthday gifts for kids. These looked really good and obviously caught my attention. The colors look so vibrant. Slime makes smile. This 2-pack cost $6.98, which I thought was pretty cheap and a little too good to be true because they looked like decently sized slimes. It's 3.8 out of 5 stars. 1 star, not stretchy at all. Jelly cubes were so hard I could not squish them. Smells like dirty diapers. We had to throw them away as soon as possible. Was not stretchy. There was no stitch in this. The whole reason we bought this set was for the stitch slime. It came with the little charms to add into the slime, but they were not stitched. Also, the containers are tiny, so small. That's all. Period. 1 star. Just received this slime today, April 14th, 2024, and it has a bug in the slime. Very disappointed. Oh, absolutely not. 4 stars. Jelly cube slime. Great colors, nice texture, and the jelly cubes are fun to squish. It doesn't claim to be stretchy and it's not really, so it breaks often if you try to stretch it. It has a slight chemical smell, but it was pretty mild and this is common in unscented slimes. Overall, it's a good value at this price and the kids approve. Starting with the blue version first. Thankfully, the stitch charm arrived with mine. At first glance, this looks absolutely stunning and the slime itself is gorgeous. It's super clear. It came with all the accessories. It had the jelly cubes. I just could not play with this slime for more than 5 minutes because of the awful smell. It smelled like cigarettes. I am being for real. And I absolutely hate the smell of cigarettes. Cannot stand it. This really reminded me of another slime that also had a similar scent. I think it was also Stitch themed as well. I'm pretty sure. The texture is not the greatest. It rips when I stretch it. It's quite tough to play with. I was not a fan of this, unfortunately. The pink version had a similar rippy texture. It came with some peach fimos and green sprinkles and the peach charm. It also smelled really nice, had like a berry type of scent. It's super clear, stunning, just not a fan of the texture. Last but not least, we have a 4-pack upgraded cream jelly clear slime sweet pre-made two-tone crunchy watermelon pineapple cube slime for girls and boys. Milk scented slime kit for kids, party favors, and birthday gifts. The pictures made the slimes look so good with the two-tone gradient. And then when I saw the price of $3.99, I had to buy it and see if it actually looks like the pictures. Rated 3.3 out of 5 stars. Let's look at the reviews. 2 stars, not full delivery. I ordered the 4-pack and I only got one delivered to my door? Question mark. Scam. 3 stars, not good. These slimes weren't very good to me. They were very jiggly and sticky, not the ideal slime. They also only had 4 jelly cubes in them, which isn't what I wanted. 1 star, no color. The slime didn't look like the picture. The slime was mostly white with pale blue. Another 1 star. Gross. Sorry, but these mini slimes look and feel like cold colored snot balls. Okay. As soon as I saw this box, I knew the slimes were just not the size that I saw in the listing pictures. I mean, I am not surprised. I've received slimes like this before where they advertise it as something bigger than they are. All of them were shrink wrapped. Let's start with the blue and white one. You can definitely see the 2 colors, but it's very subtle. I was not expecting it to be a jiggly texture at all. It actually is pretty much the mini version of, I believe, the second slime in this video, that jiggly slime that I reviewed. Literally the exact same. Even the jelly cubes are the same. Now, the listing did not mention anything about it being jiggly, but in the reviews I saw someone mentioning the jiggly texture. I was worried that the add-ins would not stick to the slime, but it stuck on there almost too well. This is really fun to stretch because it doesn't rip at all. It's a little bit tacky, but not a big deal. It did not have a good scent at all. It smelled like rotten milk, which is not pleasant. It's a fun slime to play with, but it won't be the size that you're expecting. Now onto the red and white version. The exact same texture and jelly cubes and all of that. I was wondering if the Fimos would stick to the slime, and it did. I don't know how these jiggly slimes are able to hold all of these add-ins, but they're holding it. They're holding it too well. The smell is not exactly the same. They're almost similar. This one is more pleasant. It has a more cleaner, it smells cleaner. It may be close to expiring, but just not yet. This is the yellow version. The two-toned is very subtle. It came with some fruit themed and green sprinkles. Not surprised that the slime was able to hold it all. Texture is the exact same. The scent is actually the same as the previous one, the red one, not the first one, so it's more pleasant. Last but not least, this one actually looks almost the same as the previous one. I'm not sure what the other color is supposed to be because this is definitely all one color. Texture, smell, the same, except the sprinkles do sometimes fall out, so this one didn't hold as well as the others. I usually buy multiple slimes at once, so most of them come in just one box or bubble mailer, etc. You know what time it is? It's time to read the ridiculous titles of these slime listings. We got Hun done. Honey, I am done with this slime. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Purple pink non-sticky slime stress relief toy. Scented stretchy slime unicorn best birthday gifts for girls and boys. Oh, and I need to emphasize that it's purple pink. You're looking at a purple pink butter slime with rainbow sprinkles and a unicorn charm in these lovely pictures for a price of $6.99, which is really cheap, by the way. This is rated 3.4 out of 5 stars, which is above average, I would say, but it could be higher. Right off the bat, there's already a positive review. This person said, product came damaged and I was refunded $5. Oh, that is great customer service. My daughter says it's the best slime ever, so I guess that's a good thing. She also wanted me to know that if you use a finger nail polish remover on the container, the spilled slime will come right off. What? Good for moms to know in case it's spilled everywhere. Sis, I am concerned on why you would need to use nail polish remover to get rid of slime when you can just use your hands and then wash your hands after. And of course, the negative reviews. The top one says, the slime was very sticky and messy. I got it for my niece and she hated it because of how sticky it is. I got it because it says non-sticky slime. Worst slime ever. Those titles are not doing you any good. The bottom one says, disappointed. No sprinkles or unicorn as picture shows. Ugh. And another negative review that says the same thing where it didn't come with sprinkles or the charm and that it was sticky. The slime was bubble wrapped and nothing leaked. So when I first saw the slime, I was concerned because there weren't any sprinkles and I assumed the charm was just hidden in the slime. But it turns out the entire baggie with the sprinkles and charm was hidden in the slime, and then it had the slime all over it. Not a good first impression, I'm gonna be honest, because it was just really annoying getting rid of the slime on the baggie. I would suggest either having the sprinkles already in the slime and having the charm in a baggie outside of the container, or just have both of them in the baggie as long as it's outside the container. This is also the first slime where I had to add a bit of activator to this because it was sticky. It's also one of those slimes where no matter how much activator I put in, it doesn't really get over activated, but it still manages to be a tiny bit sticky sometimes, which I don't know why that happens. It could be the ingredients used, but I just do not like when slimes do that. Besides all of that, the texture is actually pretty nice. It's stretchy and creamy. I swear to God, I am not making this up. It smells like iced tea. Yeah. I kinda agree with the rating. However, I probably would go a little bit higher to a 3.7 out of 5 stars. The slime is sticky like the reviews say, but mine did come with sprinkles and a unicorn charm. Cherry clear slime crystal with glittering mermaid candy Sakura female slices, non-sticky, pre-made slime, super soft jelly clay for girl boy, DIY mud bubble slime, stretchy putty kids craft party favor. I think we can all agree that that was way more ridiculous than the first one. This is a clear cherry blossom themed slime, and I just thought it was so beautiful from the pictures, and that really attracted me. Although there was one picture that caught my attention. So this says it's super stretchy if you pull it slowly. The meaning of a super stretchy slime to me is no matter how you pull it, it's stretchy. This one just doesn't make sense to me. This is rated 3.7 out of 5 stars, which to me is a good, decent slime, but definitely not amazing. So after reading a couple of reviews, I found out that the rating doesn't accurately represent the clear Sakura Blossom slime, because this is actually a combination of reviews for 2 listings under one. The other listing is for a kiwi clear themed slime. Most of the positive reviews were for the kiwi slime. So this person said that it had a nice texture, it pops nicely, and they do mention that it rips, but you just gotta stretch it slowly and it won't rip. They enjoyed the jelly cubes and they were happy with their purchase. Another positive review, they love the slime, but there is some glitter fallout, but they didn't really mind that. It's clear and smooth. Here is one negative review for the kiwi slime. Scam. Terrible. The lid was smashed and the slim was everywhere. I think they meant slime. It doesn't stretch whatsoever. And then more negative reviews, but this is for the Sakura themed one. The first one says old hard slime, and that's it. The bottom says ew, consistency is horrid. It split while it was being shipped. Arrived with split product. Spilt. Oh, spilt product. Oh, it spilt while it was being shipped. Arrived with spilt product. Okay. What my daughter didn't like was it was more like putty than slime, but it did come with 2 charms. But one of them was a mermaid tail and one was a cherry, and ended up giving to her 13-year-old sister. The butts kind of threw me off because the statements after that was not really negative, but okay. And here is one positive one. So they said that the slime got a little bit on the container, but that's okay. There were charms and everything was the same in the photo. I bought both because why not? They're under the same seller. I noticed that the label on this container is exactly the same as the previous slime I reviewed in this video. I don't know what's going on here because the brand is different and they're all different listings. That's kind of trippy indeed. But anyways, this is the kiwi jelly cube slime, and I love the whole concept. There are some minor flaws though. The first one is that there is glitter fallout, which I don't understand because there's not that much glitter for the amount of slime. I don't want to have to constantly wash my hands every single time after I play with this, so that's annoying. And then the other thing is it rips a lot, but if I pull it slowly, it's all good. The thing is, I expected that because it mentioned that in the pictures. If it did not mention that, I would not be as lenient about it. And the last thing, which is more of a me thing and just not experiencing a lot of jelly cube slimes, the jelly cubes were hard to pop and squish than the usual that I'm used to. Oh wait, one more thing. This is the last one. The smell. I did not like the smell at all. It has a strong old lady scent is how I would describe it. But at least this looks like the pictures and it's really clear. This one is the cherry blossom one. This one came on a different date and in its own packaging. This was meant to be bubble wrapped, but unfortunately it fell out of it during shipping. So I suggest taping the bubble wrap so that won't happen. Otherwise, that just defeats the purpose of it. Just pointing this out, there was some slime that dried up on the outside of the container. Not a big deal. And again, the label is exactly the same as all the other slimes. Straight up, I'm gonna gonna say that this one is better than the kiwi one. I like this a lot more. I do have some questions. So in the pictures, it looks like a plain clear slime, but in person, and I think you can kind of tell on camera, it has a yellowy orangey tone to it, and I'm not sure why. Maybe the female slices colored it, or the charm, or I don't know, but I've never heard of that coloring slime, so I doubt it. So this is a thick slime, just the way I like my clear slime, so I don't expect it to be stretchy. It's actually stretchier than the kiwi one. It doesn't rip as easily. It smells the same, but not as strong. And mine came with a cherry and mermaid charm. Forget the title, look at the pictures, well, other than the fact that they're butter slimes, but look at the pictures and then look at the price. This is a 6-pack for $10.99. They all look like 8-ounce slimes. This looks and sounds too good to be true, but that's what I'm here for. I'm gonna see what's up with this. This is 3.2 out of 5 stars, which is on the lower side, but average. Here's a negative review. Stinks. Bad. Period. This slime has a good feel to them, but they smell awful. I put some essential oils into the lemon and mint one, and they smell kind of okay now, usable at least. Okay, first of all, you shouldn't even need to use your own ingredients to make it smell better. But anyways, continue. But they smell really badly, even after working them for a bit, to the point where when I walked into the room after my daughter opened them, the entire room smelled of stinky paint / manufactured something. I wouldn't buy them again. Oh, that does not sound good. Here's another negative review that also says the slimes smell horrible. They do not smell like the flavors you expect. It has a plastic smell. They don't recommend buying it. Another review pointing out the bad smell. Smelled like rotten cheese. Will not purchase again. Ew. Here's a positive one. This person said, my 9-year-old loved these and the little charms that came with them. The cookies and cream and the other one had a strong yogurt-like scent that I didn't like. I hate yogurt. Otherwise, I would buy these again. Looking at this packaging, cute box though, but looking at this was already a red flag for me because this box is so small and there is no way that this can fit 6 full-sized slimes, probably about 6 to 8 ounces each, in this box. And guess what? I was right. These slimes are so small. I'm gonna assume that they're 2 ounces. Nowhere on the listing does it specify the size. This is deceiving. This is obviously a scam because the pictures clearly do not match what I got. And a lot of people can fall for this because of the cheap price. Shame on you. But let's talk about the slimes, shall we? So the first one is this Lilo and Stitch themed slime. First of all, the color is really nice. It's bold and vibrant. However, when I first touched this slime, I felt gross. It had like a part to it where it was a darker color, a darker blue, and that part was so moist and gross to touch. But once I keep playing with this, it eventually mixes together and then it's all fine again. So that threw me off, and then I can concur that this smells horrible. It had a strong scent of rotten yogurt, cheese, some dairy product, and I was just not here for it. The only other good thing I would say is that it's stretchy and it came with the charm. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, all of the other slimes are like this as well, where it had a darker colored part to it that's really moist and gross to touch, but once I play with it, it mixes up. It's good, I guess. And they all smell the same. It had that same strong, horrible, rotten smell to it. I'm telling you right now, I do not recommend this at all. I'm still gonna show you the rest of the slimes. Of course, that just sums it up pretty much. Hi, I just want to pop in here and say that after playing with these slimes and they're all mixed, the texture is actually pretty decent, and they all came with the charms and add-ons that are like the pictures. If it hadn't been the deceiving size and the rotten smell, I would recommend this 100% because a 6-pack for $10.99, that's a steal. The first slime that I'm reviewing in this video is called Pre-Made Crystal Slime Pink Peach Jelly Cube Glimmer Crunchy Slime Pink Clear Slime plus Pink Ice Slime plus Pink Crunchy Slime Super Soft Non-Sticky Party Favorite Slime Kit for girls 10 to 12. The pictures definitely caught my attention. They look so professional and aesthetic. There were other options, but I gravitated towards the pink set. It was $11.97. It's rated 3.6 out of 5 stars, which isn't the best in my opinion. I feel like people tend to view anything that's 4 stars and up in a more positive light, including myself. Anything that's under is when it starts creating doubts. There were a mix of positive and negative reviews. Here's a positive one. This person said, "I love it. These slimes are so cute. Only one of these were sticky, which was the clear slime, but after I put activator in it, it became perfect. The snow slime did leave snow on my hands, which others might think it's annoying, but I really didn't care. The butter slime is really cute and was not sticky. The add-ins are super cute and I loved all of them. Definitely recommend these. Thanks for reading my review." What a genuine nice review. Another positive one. 2/3 were a hit. They were cute, fun, and smelled nice. One slime was a miss. Maybe it was the snow slime. Nobody wanted to play with it. It's not exactly completely positive. Here's a negative review. This person said, "Do not buy this slime. Garbage slime. Didn't have high hopes, but receiving the cloud slime completely open and dried was a huge disappointment. I tried mixing it to see if it needed to warm up, but no, it's dry. Others arrived fine, but the whole point was having multiple textures, sticking to small shops as I have been, and never ordering slime from Amazon again. Especially this joke of a company. Waste of money and time. I would love a replacement to see if this is just a one-time error, but Amazon's long drawn out return policy isn't worth it, so I've effectively lost money. If I was able to receive a new slime or could be reimbursed without having to take a day to pack up and mail dried out slime, I would have just ordered again. Save your time and money and get slime anywhere else." Damn, okay. You definitely pissed this person off. Another negative review, "They suck. Period. First off, the clear slime was so underactivated it was basically just glue. The cloud slime came with the lid halfway off and was dried out. I rehydrated it, but whatever additive they put in it feels nasty. The solid light pink one was actually okay for the most part. The foam cubes fall apart in the slime. The foam beads fall out of the slime and make a mess. The glitter rhinestone add-ins are as expected." So what I'm gathering from all of these positive and negative reviews is that it's either one or two of the slimes that are not up to their expectations. All the slimes came in a box and they all came intact and was packaged nicely in no particular order. I'm going to review the pink crunchy slime first. So the texture of this is similar to a clay butter slime. Before I get into that, I want to say it was really tough opening this. It required so much strength. Not gonna lie, I was getting a bit frustrated, but I eventually was able to open it. It came with melty colored foam beads. The size of these are not your like normal typical size, which I really like. I think they added a great touch to the slime. The only negative thing about this is if you stretch it fast, it will rip. So I suggest stretching it slow. It's a little on the dry side. It smelled really nice. Something like sweet and fruity. It reminds me of some lotion from Bath and Body Works. Other than that, I would say it's a decent slime. This next one is an icy cloud hybrid. It came with rainbow sprinkles that you can add yourself, and I think that made the slime look really cute. Unfortunately, I wasn't a fan of the texture. It was really tight, overactivated, and not the stretchiest. Sometimes the sprinkles fall out. So with any cloud slime, I expect some snow fallout, but this one had way more than usual. I love the smell though. It smelled really nice. Definitely had hints of vanilla. Kind of smelled like birthday cake, cupcakes to me as well. This is the last slime in this set, and it's a clear one. It is absolutely beautiful, especially when I took it out of the container. Ooh, it is so clear. It came with these beautiful iridescent flower glitters, and that took it to the next level in my opinion. It also came with this really cute peach charm. Aesthetically, it's just perfect, but the smell is just off-putting. It smelled like gas, chemicals. It's just not a pleasant smell at all, and it definitely does not fit this slime. I don't know what happened during the manufacturing or shipping process. Unfortunately, the scent was not it. The texture is also not my favorite. I tend to like thicker clear slimes. This one is on the thinner side, and it's also runny and a bit tacky. I had to add some activator. It makes decent bubble pops, great for poking. It's really stretchy. I definitely experienced some of the things that other customers experience, where it's either one or two of the slimes that weren't the best. But overall, I like the effort. I like the theme of this, and for almost $12 for 3 decently sized slimes, it's not so bad. The next slime is called Slimes DIY Bubble Tea Themed Slime, 7 ounces, thick and glossy textured slime, handmade slimes. Pictures looked amazing and professional. It was $15.67. It's rated 3.2 out of 5 stars, which is alarming. I almost didn't want to believe it because the pictures looked so good and it looked like it would be a decent slime. To me, 3 stars is not that great. Here are some of the reviews. So this person said, actuality decent slim. Slime was actually good quality for being slime, meaning not super sticky and not dried out. It smelled good too. It's okay. I like the scent, it feels good, and I like the boba charms as well as the fact it comes with activator. It's way too sticky though, and it got stuck to my clothes, my skin, the floor. It got my hair in it and it won't come out. Even with activator, it's too sticky. I have cheaper slime that's better quality. For the price, there's better slime out there. I hate it. Literally the only thing that this slime has going for it is the smell. It smells fantastic, but I have been having issues with it since I first received it. It is ungodly sticky no matter how much of the thinner that they included I mix in with it. It will stick to everything. Your skin, your clothes, your furniture, and any fabric that you are dumb enough to put it on. Damn! I highly do not recommend this product. Okay. I was really surprised with the packaging. It was so nice. It even came with their business card. I can assure you it is not a thinner, it's activator. I don't even know if thinners are a thing for slime, and if they are, this is the first time I'm hearing of it. It also came with the accessories and the slimes that go on top. The container had very nice labels, very professional. So it came with the syrup, which is the clear brown slime, and then it also came with some white slime, which is clay. Well, it felt like clay slime. And that is the milk or the possibly the whipped cream. Put that on top, and then I added in all the accessories, so all the boba beads, the charm, and the straw, and that completed the look. It looks so cute. Mixing everything in was really satisfying, and I love the beads. They don't hurt my hands at all. Adds a great touch to the slime. It was a bit tacky at first playing with it, so I added a few drops of the activator, and that made it better. It's really stretchy. It makes decent bubble pops. I couldn't tell if this was meant to be scented or not because a part of it smelled like glue with a mix of like a very, very mild coffee scent. It didn't smell bad, so that's a plus. It's a little bit on the runny side. I would say 3.2 stars is too low for this. I would bump it up to 4 stars. I definitely think the rating is not fair for this because it's a decent slime. The next slime is called a 2-color party favorite scented slime funny butter slime with 2 fun slime add-ins. DIY surprise slime for kids. Stress relief toy for girls, boys. Super soft sludge toy. Here are the lovely pictures. It was $7.99. There were other options too, but I wanted the pink and white slime. It's rated 3.6 out of 5 stars, which isn't too bad, but still it tells me why isn't it higher? There's probably some flaws in this. Let's see what the reviews say. So this person said, huge letdown. The only thing that was good about this was the smell. It was so dry upon opening. We got about 10 minutes of play before it was so dry and unmanageable. The picture is deceiving. Slime cupcake? The item did not come as pictured. I received a container that looks like a body scrub. There's a picture of a cupcake on the container. Side are the fixings to make what is shown. That being said, I have no idea how would you make the frosting look as pictured since it is crammed in a jar. There are packets of sprinkles inside which are wrapped in a cellophane. I am mildly disgusted and slightly disappointed that this is advertised for children. Someone may be confused about how to use this product. Not for children under 10 years old. I have absolutely no idea what I just read. They didn't even talk about the slime. Moving on to the next review. Fluffy and slightly dry. The smell is reminiscent of Bath & Body Works in the early 2000s. It comes with cute confetti pieces of hearts, a large mushroom, and a large donut. The initial adding the sprinkles is fun, but afterwards you can't see them in the slime. It doesn't stretch the best, but it does stretch some before breaking. I docked 1 star because I would have liked a little more moisture in the slime. The first thing that I want to talk about is the scent because it smelled heavenly. Oh my goodness, it smelled so freaking good. It smelled like strawberries. I agree with the review that talked about how it's reminiscent of a Bath & Body Works scent. 100%, I can see that. So the initial texture was not the best. It was really rippy, dry, and just not fun to play with. It required so much strength just to play with it. It came with everything though. It came with the pink and red heart sprinkles and the donut and mushroom charms, exactly like the pictures. You can clearly see the pink and white. To fix it, I added some glycerin and that turned it into a completely better slime. It's like night and day. It was stretchy again. It was smooth and buttery. Amazing. I'm going to bump it to 3.8 stars just because how amazing the texture is after I added the glycerin. I didn't bump it higher than 4 stars just because of the initial texture. As a consumer, I technically shouldn't have to fix the product unless activator or lotion or whatever is provided, but in this case, nothing was provided. The last slime I'm reviewing in this video is called Pre-Made Original Pink Cloud Slime, Premium Scented Slime, 7 ounces, Smooth Slime, Cotton Peach Scented, 3 fun slime add-ins, party favorite slime for kids, super soft sludge toy. Here are the pictures. They look really nice. The peach definitely made me want to buy this, and the price too. It was only $4.99, which is really inexpensive. This was rated 3.4 out of 5 stars, which is on the lower side in my opinion. Let's see what the reviews say. So this person said, sandy rubbery slime. This slime was not a cloud slime texture. It was sandy, moist, and somewhat rubbery. The squishy that came with the slime was a cute addition. Leaves a residue. This is a decent slime. The scent is that fruity chemical one that doesn't really smell like anything other than chemicals. The texture is supposed to be cloud, I think, but it really just comes off a little gritty, granulated. The overall feeling is extremely wet despite the slime being fairly solid when I work with my hands, come away coated in residue and silico gel like crumbles of fallout. I will say it was not overly sticky, but the sensory experience was unpleasant. Fun and fruity. This slime is soft and stretchy, not sticky at all, making cleanup easy. The peach scent is pleasant and not too overpowering. The kids love the included add-ins for extra fun, a hit for parties or as a stress reliever. It seems like the common problem people mainly have with this is the texture. The first thing I noticed was the size. It was smaller than I thought. It advertised as a 7-ounce slime. This ain't 7 ounces at all. This is probably about 4 or 5 ounces. The add-ins are so cute. It comes with everything like you see in the pictures. The peach mochi squishy, the peach decoration, and glitter. I really like how the container had another lid, like a clear lid layer underneath. The color is beautiful. It's really vibrant. It smelled amazing. That was the next thing I noticed. It smelled so good. It reminded me of strawberry froyo. That sounds good right now. I'm going to agree with some of the reviews that talk about how the texture is gritty. I definitely see what they're saying. It does feel like that. It was moist as well when I touched it, but I didn't really mind that too much. It's smooth to play with, but it does not stretch well at all. It rips. But if I stretch it really slow, it's fine. I don't want to have to do that with slimes. I like to just stretch my slimes without having to think about, oh, I need to stretch this slime slowly. I added the included glitters into it, which made it look really pretty. I tried adding some aloe vera gel to see if that will help with the stretchiness. It still felt the same. It helped a little bit. It also had a lot of snow fallout, which I already expect with cloud slimes, but this one had more. Despite all of that, it was still satisfying to play with because it sounded and felt like a slushie, and I like low-key liked it. It was calming to me. The first slime that I'm going to review is called Pink Cloud Slime Scented Slime Kit for Girls, Boys, Super Soft Slime Game, DIY Kids Education Toy, Birthday Gift, 7 ounces, 200 milliliters. I just wanted to let you guys know exactly what I'm buying and how it's stated in the listing. At first glance, I thought this looked gorgeous. This is a dual toned cloud slime with some fruit themed accessories, specifically the peach. This was rated 2.7 out of 5 stars, which is quite low. There were only 2 reviews, and this one says, the slime did look as pictured and arrived fast. Unfortunately, it left residue all over hands and table. It doesn't smell very good either. Probably will not play with it again. This one says, wouldn't buy again. It was really flaky and left bits of it on the table and my hands. Something that I saw in both of these reviews is talking about the residue and leaving a mess on the table. Let's see if I'm going to experience the same thing. Voila, here is the first slime. By the way, all of the slimes came in one mailer for me. All of the add-ons came in a separate baggie along with the peach charm as well. So there were some pink and yellow sprinkles and some peach female slices. Usually I prefer if the separate baggie of add-ons was on the outside of the container rather than on the inside. But because the texture of this is a cloud, it's okay, I guess, because it won't sink in just because of how cloud slimes are. If you know, you know. But anyways, this is a really dense and thick cloud slime. When I first stretched it, it ripped, but you gotta play with it more and stretch it more. And once you do that, the stretching is beautiful, on point, and the drizzles were just so smooth. There was some minor fallout, not that big of a deal. I mean, with any cloud slime, you should expect some fallout because of the snow that's used. Although I do want to say the sprinkles do fall out a lot, so I don't recommend adding it into the slime. It smelled really nice. The best way I would describe it in my own terms, sweet caramel. That's what it reminded me of. Overall, I was really pleased with this. I thought that this slime was harshly rated. I don't think it deserves the rating that it got. Definitely deserves higher. The next slime is called a Beye Day. A Beye Day. I am having a Beye Day. Thank you very much. Okay, you know what? Okay. Jelly cube, crunchy slime, clear slime for girls, boys, non-sticky slime, stress relief toy, and party prizes. 8 ounces, 200 milliliters. Okay, not gonna lie, the stitch charm was pulling me in. It was calling me to buy this slime, and so I did. I don't know how this is only 2.5 stars. That is low. There was only one review for this. They said meh, but they rate this a 4-star out of 5. The title is contradicting the rating. They said it's fine slime, but the cubes weren't soaked before being put in or something, so some didn't want to mash up very well. The sprinkle things fell out super easily and I don't know, it wasn't the best to play with. I've made better jelly slime, but as a cute gift for a kid, it's perfectly fine. This person is definitely experienced with slime for sure. Unfortunately, I'm gonna start off with something negative about this. The smell, because it was the first thing I noticed. This literally smelled like cigarettes. I am not joking. It smelled so bad. I hate, okay, capital H, the smell of smoke, okay? I cannot stand it. No offense to smokers. I mean, it's your life, you do your thing, but oh my god, I cannot. So it wasn't pleasant for me to play with this. Besides that, I must say this does look really pretty. It's super clear. It came with all of the add-ons. It had green sprinkles and some star sprinkles as well. And it came with the adorable Lilo charm. This had a slow stretch, so you have to stretch it slow or it would rip. Jelly cubes were fine. You can squish them. They were really satisfying to squish. Great for poking. Also, this was quite thick, which I like. I like thick, clear slimes. It makes okay bubble pops. This is the true prime example of major potential, but the scent ruined it. Next one is called Ja Skuwa Pink Peachy BBs. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Is that legal? I'm pretty sure that's not. Using another shop's name in your listing and marketing it as a product from that shop when it's not is probably not a good idea. Butter slime, fragrant and elastic toys, party prizes, school education, birthday gifts for boys and girls, 200 milliliters. They definitely made the slime look amazing in the pictures. It's a dual-toned butter slime with some sprinkles and a peach charm. Slime kit for girls 10 to 12. What does that even mean? Why is that so specific and so exclusive? Anyone of any age can buy slime. Y'all, I'm not having a good impression so far. This was 3.8 out of 5 stars, which is actually pretty decent. So there were a mix of some positive and negative reviews. This one was positive. They said this is a good slime, but it is not very stretchy at first, but when it is played with it, it gets better. I recommend getting this if you like butter slimes, and it is very pretty after you mix it up because at first it is white and pink, but after mixing it up, it is light pink. Next one is also positive. They said good slime, but stinky. This is a great slime, but the scent could be changed because this smells like straight caca. Good to know that this does not smell good, but it's a good slime. This one is a negative one. They said underwhelming and sticky. After reading the reviews, I had such high hopes for this slime. The charm is cute. It would be more fun if it was an actually peach shape and not like a button. The sprinkles also leave something to be desired. I do like that the sprinkles and charm are placed in the jar in a separate bag so that they can be mixed in when you choose. The biggest problem is the slime is sticky and sticks on your hands and table. I can't allow my 5-year-old to play with it since it ends up all over the place. This slime doesn't smell at all like peach or really anything resembling fruit. It's not an awful smell, but I would not say it's scented as described. This person said, not worth buying. It started drying up after 20 minutes of playing with it. It felt like just like clay and the stretch was okay. It copies the name of a shop, Peachy BBs. It's not worth buying, but if you want clay slime, then this is for you. I definitely agree that they copied the Peachy BB's shop name. 1 star. Product is not good. Send me another one or give me a refund. Slime was in a liquid form. May I get the orange one, please? Thank you. So there's like a mix of positive and negative reviews. I was really happy to see how the pink and white can be clearly seen. It didn't mix at all during shipping, which was great. However, this just felt like straight up clay, like about 90% clay and 10% slime. The way it stretches is similar to a putty. It's really stringy. It is quite soft. You do still need a tiny bit of strength to stretch it, poke it, squish it, or whatever. All of the add-ons came in a separate baggie. It came with green and red sprinkles along with some flower sprinkles as well and the peach charm. Again with the green sprinkles, I keep seeing it. Also, this has a similar scent to the cloud slime that I reviewed, that sweet caramel scent. I mean, I was just okay with this just because it felt more like clay than slime and it didn't really feel like a true butter slime like I wanted. This one is called 2-pack Cake Butter Slime Kit, scented putty slime supplies for kids' party favors, soft and non-sticky, stress relief toy for girls, boys, education, party favor gift, and birthday. I had to buy this one because this was a 2-pack of butter slime for only $5.99. I had to see if this is too good to be true because that is cheap. This was rated 3.3 out of 5 stars, which is average, still a little bit on the lower side. This person said has little white balls in it. I like the buttery texture of this, but there are hundreds of little white tiny balls and they fall off and make a huge mess as you play with the slime. I would not buy this brand again and I am tempted to return it. Those tiny white balls are called microflow beads. This one is a positive one. They said cute. 2 come in the package. There's not much scent, but they're easy to play with, not sticky at all, little hard to get out of the bottle, but they are cute. It was terrible and nothing but glue. I enjoy slime very much. However, I've ordered slime from multiple places. Peachy, okay, it's Peachy BBs, not Peachy Babies, by far is the best slime I've experienced this far. I have ventured out and wanted to try some off Amazon, but this brand is terrible. It's not slime at all. It's mainly glue and color, and it smells terrible. Would not recommend for children or anybody for that matter. It is sticky. It is so sticky. It has an instruction and it says put it in the fridge for half an hour. It is still sticky. It is a horrible slime. Do not buy that butter slime. It does not stretch at all. It's a waste of money. So sticky. Advertised as non-sticky, but there's no way to touch it without it clinging to your hands and making a terrible mess. I could barely get it out of the jar and had an awful mess. Don't waste your money. Okay, it seems like the common denominator in most of these reviews is that it's sticky. Well, now that makes me question if Activator will be able to fix it, or is it gonna arrive sticky? As soon as I saw this tiny box, I knew the price for this was too good to be true. I mean, $5.99 for 2 slimes that look like it's at least 6 ounces. That's really cheap. The pictures definitely made them look like they're bigger than they actually are. This felt similar to the previous slime that I reviewed, that peach themed butter slime. This felt just like that. It felt more like clay than slime. This one was softer. Thankfully, mine did not come sticky at all. It was fine for me. With the review that mentioned the white flown beads, I definitely felt some of it and they did not fall off at all for me, and I thought it added a nice touch to the texture. So like I said with the previous slime, this one stretches like putty. It's stringy. The ending color is a Tiffany blue color, which is beautiful. It came with Christmas themed sprinkles, which I thought was a random combination because it came with an Oreo charm. Also, this smelled like popcorn to me, which is also really random. This one is similar to the blue and white one, where it just felt like straight up clay. Actually, this looks similar to the peach butter slime that I reviewed, but this is just smaller. It came with green sprinkles yet again. It's an occurring thing so far. It also came with grapefruit female slices and the pink Oreo charm. Now this one didn't smell like popcorn to me. This smelled like that same sweet caramel smell. I'm not sure why I keep smelling the same scent for a lot of these slimes, but here we are. Last but not least, this one is called Clear Kits with Pineapple Charm, Crunchy, Non-Sticky, Super Soft Sludge Toy, DIY Crystal Glue, Boba Slime for kids, girls, boys. Look at the pineapple charm in the middle. It is so cute. Had to buy this one. Also, it was $5.99, which is also inexpensive. This was 3.3 out of 5 stars, which is on the lower side. Here is a positive review. Pretty good for price. So when I first opened it, I noticed the smell and it smelled like honey medicine, and I personally don't like it when I touched it. It is a bit rippy and it's almost impossible to stretch at first, but then when you start to play with it, when you stretch slowly, it's better, but still rippy when you poke it. Overall, good slime, especially for the price, because I saw some slimes that were smaller but the same price or more expensive. The only bad thing for me me is the smell and ripping. The charms are green and pink, fake sprinkles and little pineapples. The big charm is like a pineapple with a face. What did I just read? That did not make sense to me. 5 stars. Really love. Nice bubble pops, good consistency, came as described. Have to be on the slower side with stretching for it to stretch properly, but I think that's the type of slime. Best part is how it slowly droops on its own when held up, then gives good pops, smells like honey. It was a good delivery. I didn't dislike anything. It was perfect, but they gave it 3 stars. Interesting. Okay. Smells really weird. It has a weird smell and it's very pungent. The slime isn't really stretchy either. It comes with its add-ons and charms. They may fall out sometimes though. Non-stretchy and super strong scent. While the slime itself is very thick, the slime is very non-sticky to the point where it breaks off like jello. The scent is also super strong. It's a very strong honey and nectar smell, so it makes playing with it a nauseating experience. Okay, so from what I gathered, this has a very strong scent and it's possibly not that stretchy, but it seems like it's a good slime for the price. How is this 3.3 stars? This is the best slime in this entire package, easily the best. It's super clear, crystal clear. It's so cute, it's beautiful. Finally, there is a variety of colored sprinkles, not just green. There was also pineapple female slices along with the adorable pineapple charm. This is thick, just the way I like it. This is a slow stretch. You definitely need to stretch it slow or it can rip. It's amazing for poking and squishing. It makes okay bubble pops though. It smelled like honey and nectar like the reviews say, and it is quite strong, and I can see how it can be nauseating for some people. Personally, for me, I didn't mind it. I actually really liked the smell. For only $5.99, this is a banger. In case you don't know, sellers on Amazon, specifically slime, like to pack the title with extra unnecessary words. I have done a good deed for y'all, and I've just highlighted the key important terms. You're welcome. At first glance, I thought this was a slushy bead slime, but it's actually a bingsu bead slime. This is going to be my first one. This was $12.99, so it was a bit pricier than usual that I've seen on Amazon, but that Prime one-day shipping though. Now let's look at the pictures, shall we? They said, goodbye to all troubles. It seems like the people in these pictures have some sort of headache, going through stress. If you have any of these problems, you buy this slime, those problems will go away. Do you have a headache? Are you stressed in life? Are you going through a crisis? Buy the slime and you can say goodbye to all those troubles. It's great. Safe and non-toxic. They really want to emphasize that it's safe and non-toxic. I like that they stated the weight and the capacity, which is nice. This slime is rated 1.5 out of 5 stars, which is pretty low, but there's only 2 ratings. This person said that they had to return it because it had a chemical smell and the container came cracked in 2 places. The color is pretty though, and it's crunchy, but it was not stretchy. And this person just said, it cut me. All of the beads came out. That's it. 2 stars. Well, that doesn't sound too good, does it? I do want to say that I buy all of these slimes at once, so they all came in one box. The first thing I wanted to do with this slime. Oh my god, that smells horrible. Ew, oh my god, okay. Yeah, it did not smell good at all. Not what I would like for a slime to smell like, because it smells like a car shop, a car repair shop, or tires. All of those claims saying that it's safe and non-toxic. I don't see how a non-toxic slime would smell like this, so I'm not really quite sure about that. I also want to point out that in the pictures, it looks like there is way more fruit slices and beads and whatnot than what I got. Besides the smell, there was a bit of fallout. Not too bad, but they definitely packed way too many bingsu beads in this. Other than that, the slime is not bad at all. It's quite stretchy, it's crunchy, and it is great for bubble pops. Everything else matches the pictures in the listing. If it wasn't for the horrendous smell, I would give this 4 stars. Next up, unlike basic slimes, we have a slime that can be multi-dimensional. Okay, it can be fluffy, it can be a cotton candy, it's pink, it can be scented, it's also a putty. What more can you ask for, you know? This is actually the same seller as the previous one, and this one is for $11.99 and it's a 2-pack. I see some foam beads, foam chunks, and a lollipop charm. You don't need to worry because this slime is fluffy and stretchy. Other slimes are hard and they break and they're overactivated. By the way, I must say that these pictures are visually appealing. This one is 2.3 out of 5 stars with a bit more ratings than the previous one. This person was not happy at all because it didn't smell like cotton candy, it had some oil residue, and it had a chemical plastic smell. Can't remove all of the product out of container, no instructions, everything is already mixed, looks nothing like the photo, no scent. Health hazard, worst gift ever. It was moldy and disgusting, not worth the price. The slimes came in such a nice quality box, nothing leaked. I was thinking, are these people just hating just to hate? I don't think these slimes will be bad because already I got a good impression. Not until I take them out, take a good look at them, and realize they don't look like the photos in the listing. Where are the foam chunks? Where are the foam beads? The only beads I got were these, and they don't even stick to the slime. It also had that same horrible chemical smell as the previous slime. I'm going to agree with the person that said that they can't remove all of the product out of the container. I spent more time doing that than playing with this slime. Both of these slimes do have the lollipop charm. That's the only thing that's close to the listing in the pictures. Also a pain to get the slime off of the charm. Aside from all of the negatives, I must say that the texture is pretty good. Like, it's stretchy, it's soft and spreadable, it's not dry. It's a good clay butter slime. This one is also a 2-pack, and actually this is the first title of a slime listing on Amazon where every single word describes the slimes. Collapse. I get both of these for $8.99, which is so cheap. What the heck? It's 3 out of 5 stars, which is average, I would say. This person didn't like it because how it was delivered. It just wasn't up to their expectations. And then there are some positive reviews. Not as pictured, product arrives in a plain tub, boring. Maybe you should picture the product as it will arrive to the customer. I would say this review is a bit harsh because they marked it 1 star just because of the container, not because of the slime. This one is straightforward, sucked. It was so stiff, couldn't do anything with it, not worth the money. Both of these slimes came in a box and they were bubble wrapped as well, so that was a nice touch. As soon as I took them out, I was kind of let down because I thought they would be much bigger. If you see the pictures in the listing, it looks like the container is wider and more slime. In reality, they are just, I think these are 4-ounce containers, those 4-ounce small, taller containers. It does specify the amount in the title, but the pictures are misleading. The label on the container looks like the picture. Let's start with the pineapple slime. So this slime is so good. Okay, it's not 3 stars for me. I would rate this a star higher, 4 stars. It is indeed a fluffy butter slime. It's thick, it's stretchy, and the color is bright and it pops. It comes with the charm. It smells nice, fruity, and citrusy. Now onto the cherry one. This one is pretty much similar to the pineapple one. I would say this one is a little bit moist, which is kind of weird, but that didn't really bother me that much. It also smells exactly the same as the pineapple one. I wish that it would smell like the name cherries, but that's okay. It includes the charm and the color is so vibrant. I could not pass up on this slime because this is only $5.99 for an 8-ounce cloud slime. Sign me up, I'm there. This is the highest rated slime out of all of the slimes in this video, 3.5 out of 5. In my opinion, that means that it's not amazing, but it's not bad. There are some positive reviews, but I'm looking for the negative reviews. Why is it only 3.5? Every slime has the potential to be higher. My daughter was really disappointed. This is not a cloud slime. This is sticky, gritty, and a mess. It smells bad too. My daughter is a huge saver and was waiting to find just the right thing to spend her money on. She's really into slime. This product had her in tears. Unacceptable. Residue all over hands, smells and looks good, but your hands will be a mess. Very messy. It was okay, but the texture is really wet and the fake snow gets all under my fingernails. I would suggest another product if this bothers you. Never again. Sucked. That's it. That's the review. Everything about this looks exactly like the pictures, which is a plus. It does come with the cherry charm. This is one dense, thick cloud slime for sure. It is very stiff in the beginning. There weren't much drizzle. Most of those negative reviews talk about the residue fallout, and I agree. There is an excessive amount of snow fallout in this. I know that cloud slimes have fallout, but this has a lot, like a lot. It smells really good, reminds me of blueberries, raspberries, some sort of mixed berries scent. Because it's so dense, you're gonna have to stretch this a lot more than usual to get a decent drizzle. Other than that, I'm going to agree with the rating for this slime, 3.5. To be honest, I was really annoyed with the excessive snow fallout.